Juval Lowy, principal of IDesign, Microsoft software legend, and keynote speaker at ConnectivityWeek 2009. Welcome to the podcast.
Hello, good to be here.
You're in the business of software design and application architecture. What has you so excited about energy?
It's not just me. Have you seen the announcement yesterday both by Cisco and Oracle about them moving in? But to make a long story short, what is going on in the energy market nowadays is that this is the next boom in software. The confluence of the emerging energy needs of the country, the availability of affordable alternative energy, and the fact that we can finally make it work using software, all coming together in this perfect storm. And this is simply going to be the killer app in software that's going to propel the software industry into the next decade and quite possibly beyond. And it's not just me saying that. If you look at all the big players, just this week, Cisco announced that they think the energy net, it's a term that I call the energy net, which kind of like shows it's both the internet and the energy together, is the next big thing. Oracle, a day later, announced that they have a smart grid initiative, whatever that means. If you look at what is happening in the Silicon Valley, the investors, the smart money are all shamelessly shifting from clean tech, from high tech to clean tech. So what's not to be excited about?
Well, what are some examples that you've seen or that you see coming up, examples of technology at this intersection of software and energy?
So that's a great question. It turns out that the whole emerging energy market, the whole smart grid, demand response, alternative energy, that's actually a software problem. It is not an energy problem. And it takes a while to wrap your head around that. So what do you mean it's a software problem? Well, it turns out that you cannot actually use alternative energy sources. You cannot make a demand response system. You can't squeeze efficiency out of the grid without software. And it's a pretty sophisticated set of software applications that work together, interoperate. Put differently, we cannot actually use, say, solar panels on every house without destabilizing the grid. We cannot use electric cars without destabilizing the grid, collapsing it. And the only way to make those things work is software. And if you look at it from the grid perspective, these are things that we should do regardless whether or not we use alternative energy. I mean, we should have a smart grid just to squeeze some 40% of the inefficiency in the grid today. That alone will just squeeze 40%. But if you want to move away from dependency on foreign oil, if you want to have electric cars, there is no way of doing that without software. There's not enough juice in the grid today to support electric cars. The only way to combat it would be to do local generation, but local generation without software would destabilize the grid on its own. And so the only medium to marshal away all these differences and challenges is software. And that's what I'm saying. It's actually a software problem. It's not an energy problem.
Juval Lowy, thank you very much, and I'll see you at ConnectivityWeek.
See you then.